addition to the great players that you expect to do well, it's those underdogs that will have a watchful eye indeed.
I mean, even though it is an invite tournament, and even though some of those players are unknown, all their qualifications are remarkable. I would be surprised if there was any player who was not a Grandmaster, who was not a tournament regular online and offline.
Well, and there are certainly going to be players here who are looking to possibly take their first ever international championship, to do it at a venue like this, in an event like the Red Bull Battlegrounds, and with such just an immense, deep pool of talent, I think is going to be sort of one of the more difficult things to do.
And of course, as you see on stage, we have the isolation booths. Those players will have to play with their opponent directly across from them.
And I love that. We saw some really interesting dynamics in the previous Red Bull training, LAN training event as a result of that, where players would actually converse with one another during the match. Once it was over, you saw almost an immediate reaction between these two players as they either shook hands or they actually, shook their head, or, it depends on if it's a win or loss. So it can add a unique dynamic that you don't normally see, because typically we have all of these players actually separated. They're in their own booth now, so this is kind of a unique setup.
And indeed, they do have those 3 matches back to back to back. It is not spread out. A lot of times, if you're in a double elimination format, you lose that game, you have a long time to sort of process, ease up, reflect. How do you want to make that adjustment? But it's single elimination on Sunday, and on the first day, you have all matches, all 3 in a row. Group A will be played at 2, Group B at 4:30, Group C at 7, Group D at 9:30.
Yep, so while some players may have an opportunity to rest before they actually get to their games, once the day is over and they know what the bracket's going to look like, then the studying starts all over again, because you will know exactly who you're going to meet in the second round, who you possibly will meet if you sort of predict the way the bottom part of the bracket will go, etc. So tomorrow will be a whole new day, and like you said, single elimination, it means that there will be so much more on the line, as every game will mean that much more.
And of course, with so many teams at this event, there's a lot of fans who came out just to support their individual players. Any Team Liquid fans in the house? Team Liquid community, of course, nearly infinite, doubles in size every day.
Yeah.
The Reddit community perhaps does not grow quite as fast, but I'm sure there's some Redditors in the crowd upvoting on their phone. And of course, any of you in the venue right now, there is in-venue free Wi-Fi. So you can feel free to, you can watch the stream of us in the auditorium.
Or watch the other stream, maybe.
That is true.
There you go.
Wow.
That might work, yeah. Huddle around the phone.
And of course, what about any fans of Evil Geniuses in the house?
I heard a few out there.
Of course, the Korean team with 3 players sent out today. STARTALE.
Come on, there's got to be a few more STARTALE fans out there. SQUIRTLE had one of the most amazing GSL finals, even though he didn't win. He just put on some incredible games, and I honestly, if we get some games even half as exciting as what we saw there, we are certainly going to be in for a treat. And you had mentioned it earlier, but looking for SQUIRTLE to possibly break through that second place barrier. MKP finally was able to do it. We saw, who else? I mean,
MKP I actually think is a great example, because MKP got second so consistently, he was always almost able to get there, and now he kind of almost always wins.
Almost always.
Almost, like, with a surprisingly high percentage in the tournaments he enters. And SQUIRTLE, I mean, if you look at his games historically, you are seeing someone who is just not quite able to make the very, very last little hurdle. He barely edged that best of 5 out of Alive at IPL, and then wasn't able to close it out. And then he almost made that full comeback in the GSL finals, but wasn't able to cinch it in the last game.
So close. So we've got, of course, all these great players. We've got our casters here. We've got you, the audience, who's already just so great. And Sean, I think it is time for us to intro our players.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lifeblood of any tournament. The players who you follow so closely on the forums, on their personal streams, at events. Now you'll get to see them compete live for you on the main stage here at Austin, Texas, at Austin City Limits, live at the Moody Theater. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? And now, let us introduce our very first player. The American, the youngest player at this tournament, known for fierce aggression. Once on Team Vile, now on Team QUANTIC. It is Illusion! One of the most renowned players in the entire world. The man who defied logic by crushing all Koreans in his path. From Team Millennium, the Frenchman, STEPHANO! The Korean, from Team Complexity, the stunning aggression Terran player. It is GANZI. The Korean now living in America with a relentless style of aggression, coming off 2 series of fresh wins. One at the MLG Spring Arena. It is Empire Violet. The man with unusual builds and incredible refined logic. From Sweden, training in Korea, it is QUANTIC SASE. The brand new add-on to Team Liquid and the beast in the online Korean tournaments. It is Liquid TAEJA. The aggressive Zerg player from America. Liquid Chef, the most manner player in the world. The recent add-on to Team EVILGENIUSES, coming off a fresh win in DreamHack. It is none other than THORZAIN. The player who has won more foreign tournaments than any other, with incredible top 3 micro in the world. From Team EVILGENIUSES, it is Huck. The 2-time GSL Code S champion, known for force fields and a Murloc suit, it is SKMC. The aggressive 3-base Terran player with incredible fundamentals and a brand new style for this event. From STARTALE, it's Bomber! One of the up-and-comers in the North American scene. From Canada, the Zerg ladder mastermind, it's Gosu's Ostoji. The man who has so many drones built, it doesn't make any sense at all. So we just make a song out of it. From Team Liquid, the renowned Rhett. And the underdog at the event, training in Korea for the last 9 months, coming out today to make his debut appearance. It is LASTSHADOW. And the man who is the most feared PvTer in Korea and known for his incredible mechanics. From STARTALE, it is Parting. And of course, the man who has so many seconds in the largest tournaments in the world. Can he get a first today with his renowned macro style? It is STARTALE SQUIRTLE! An incredible lineup of players from all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 16 players of the Red Bull Battlegrounds, Austin. And of course, we don't want to delay you any longer. When we come back, we are going to hop right into the action. On this stream, we're going to be kicking it off with STEPHANO versus Illusion. On the Rob Husky stream, we're going to be watching some GANZI versus Violet. Without any further ado, Marcus, we'll see you coming up with Group A action.